for including me on the panel. This is such an honor, and thanks to Tammy and her team for doing such a great job, and I'm so glad to be here. So just to give you a little taste of what I do, this is a short reel on diversity at NBC. Cool, so that's just a little sampling of some of our programs that feature diverse characters. And what I do at NBC as part of this really cool department is I oversee 19 plus pipeline programs where all we focus on is finding strong talent, whether they're writers, directors, comedians, actors, having them, we have these pipeline programs that really focus on strengthening their skills, whether it's writing, directing, acting. And then after they complete our programs, our goal is to hopefully get them staffed onto our shows so that executives who are hiring have, no choice but to hire them because they're that strong and that talented. So it's a really, really cool job, and I actually just started there in November, and it's really cool to learn about all of these things. We have the Writers on the Verge program, which focuses on hiring staff writers that would come from diverse backgrounds. We have the Late Night Writers Workshop that really focuses on finding diverse writers in the late night space. And we also have the Directors Fellowship, Stand Up for NBC, and Scene Showcase. And again, we have all these platforms to really say, look at these talented people, we should be working with them and putting them on our shows. Also part of my job is that we work with multiple organizations like the National Hispanic Media Coalition, the East-West Players, American Black Film Festival, and the Sundance Native American Alliance. So it's really cool to be collaborating with these different organizations and trying to work together to get diverse talent on the air. And I started, just to backtrack, I went to UCLA and I studied English and Asian American Studies. And my goal at the time was to be a journalist and write for Yoke magazine. That dates me. So that was an Asian American magazine back in the 90s. And I knew I was a good writer. I wanted to speak about my experiences as an Asian American. And that was the plan at UCLA. And 3 weeks before graduation, I went to this UCLA entertainment networking night. And we were supposed to mingle with all these different networks, and I was at the MTV table for the full 3 hours, just listening to them tell the same stories to all the students. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna work in TV, because I didn't know MTV was also based in Santa Monica. And so I decided to intern there, and after interning at MTV, I got a job there. And it was everything you expected MTV to be like. They were like, you can wear flip-flops to work, there are hot guys everywhere, you can go to happy hour. I was like, okay, TV's awesome. I'm going to stay working TV, and that's how I got into reality. So I worked in production for 7 years, working on a bunch of different reality shows. And after a while, it was great and fun, but I didn't really have the stability that I wanted or that my parents wanted. My mom was still pushing me to go to nursing school, and just somewhere where I can get insurance and benefits. And after that, I could see their point, not knowing where my next paycheck was going to be in 6 months. So a job opened up at the Style Network. Has anyone heard of Style? Okay, cool. We did a show, Dallas Davis and Daughters, in Big Ridge, Texas. And so I started the Style Network and worked on the development side. And here we were now in charge of creating all the shows for the network. And I would work with producers like Tammy, which is how we met. And we would also internally come up with ideas. And it was fun, and I was there for about 7 years, but I wasn't really happy, and I was actually trying to find a job in the diversity space. And the Style Network sort of dissolved in September, and then this job opened up at NBC in the diversity realm, and I got it, and it's been such a whirlwind. It's really, really satisfying and inspirational to be advocates for so many people who haven't been able to get access that, they historically haven't been able to get. So that's what I'm doing now, overseeing these programs. And I think it's really important that we work together and help each other, and especially the TV industry. There are very few Asian Americans that work in, doing what we do. And one of the jobs that I do is track numbers. And for NBC, only 5% of the staff behind the scenes are Asian American. And, it's mostly a white industry. So I think it's really important that we support each other, and I'm really there to be an advocate and help Asian Americans and any diverse talent get a job at NBC. So that's sort of what I do.